So the other day, Ron DeSantis, governor of Florida, of course, had a nice round table with a couple different doctors about masking kids. Mark McDonald was the child psychologist who was present. He was amazing and brilliant. And I looked him up, and he's in LA. I'm in San Diego. He's in LA. I was like, okay, great. So we had him on the radio show yesterday, and he was fantastic. I just want to play this one clip of his. The whole thing was great. Did I put it on the website yet? If I haven't, I will. MikeSlater.locals.com for the whole thing. He was amazing. But here, I asked him, give me an example of how masks are psychologically harming our kids.
I'll give you some examples. I had a child 8, 10 years old in my practice the other day. Father wanted to take him to the beach. Beaches are open. People are frolicking around on the beaches. There's no reason not to be at the beach. The kids used to love the beach. And he said to his son, let's go to the beach today. He said, no, I can't do that. Well, why not? And he said, but Daddy, there are people at the beach. We can't be around people. People are dangerous. We have to wear our masks, and I don't want to wear a mask when I'm swimming, when I'm playing in the sand, so it's just not safe. I can't do that. And his father looked at me just perplexed. Well, what do I do? He looked at me with this face that said, Doctor, what do I do with this? And I shrugged my shoulders, and I said, I don't know right now what you do with this. Your kid's been completely reprogrammed.
This idea that we're telling kids to not play with unmasked kids. It's not safe to be, you're a murderer, right? They're murderers. And what the unmasked kids are learning is that it's not socially acceptable to be without a mask. This is messing with kids' brains. Kids are being rejected, being told you're dirty, you're a bad child. You can't go to camp if you don't comply. If you're unmasked in school, then you have to sit in the way back of the room. You have to be separate from everyone else. Your stuff has to be put separate from other people. You have to stand in the back of the line wherever you go. You have to use a different bathroom than everyone else. You kidding me? We're raising our kids to have separation anxiety and fear. There's plenty of arguments I can make against masking kids. And people say, oh, kids are resilient. Yeah, sure, to a point. Kids can handle stress, but they can't handle strain. That's what the doctor said. Strain's different. You can bend plastic to a point, but then it breaks. And that's when it causes permanent harm. And it causes permanent harm to our kids too. And the most vulnerable kids are the ones who are affected the most. My kids will probably get out of it fine. Other kids with less resources, they're going to be hurt the most by it. Even the English version of Fauci said that they're not going to be masking kids in school in England for all the reasons we've talked about here. And then the theology of it is the soul, your soul is expressed through your face and your facial expressions. What a gift of God the face is. And it's, to say the least, unhealthy to hide it all the time. Masks are isolating. Everyone knows it. We all feel it. Even if many people deny it, we all feel how isolating it is to wear a mask. The expression is, let's meet face to face for a reason, right? It's never, oh, what do you say we meet, arm to arm or chest to chest? No, it's face to face. And this has never happened before. We've never had a period of time, let alone years, where we don't see each other. Especially little kids. Little kids who don't see their people's faces. We've never run this experiment before. It's not good. Now you put this isolation and anxiety on top of a decade of isolation and anxiety that we've already built into our culture. Allie Beth Stuckey noticed this. She put this on Twitter the other day, and I've noticed this as well. Among Gen Z, she says many of them don't want to get their driver's licenses at 16. Independence isn't exciting. Many don't want to date or talk to people beyond Snapchat because communication in general is anxiety-inducing. It's like they're emotionally stunted. I can't relate a single bit to not wanting to drive at 16 or not wanting independence. I've heard this from multiple parents now. They're having to force their kids to drive on their own, and I don't get it. We've already had mental illness spike in America. There's already been this push in our culture to call all of the normal bearing of life's difficulties, calling it a mental illness. That's why I made such a big deal about the third rail in the whole world, Simone Biles. I said, if you celebrate Simone Biles and what she did in the Olympics, quitting, then don't be surprised when you get more of it. And that's what we're going to get, way more of it. She's only 24. She's a millennial, right? Or Gen Z even, right? You're going to get a lot more kids who are going to become adults who say, oh, I can't handle, I can't do it. Because they've been trained and raised to only live in their virtual world, on their phone and their video games, not have any, if any, real relationships. To the point where even today, they don't like, why drive it? I don't have to go anywhere. Why do I need a car? Why do I need any independence? I'm fine being dependent on my device. I'll be attached to my phone forever. And I can hide behind my computer and I can hide behind my mask where it's safe. I gotta go here. Someone wrote to Allie. They said, I have this thing called generalized anxiety disorder, and it's a real neurological problem, in case you were wondering why lack of socialness is good or whatever. It's like, generalized anxiety disorder. It's 100% caused by the modern world that you've grown up in, from the food you eat to the things you consume and have been consuming your entire childhood. There's no reason for you or anyone to have this brand new thing called generalized anxiety disorder, where you're just anxious about everything all the time. Why do you think that is? Why do you think you have that? And that person was already like that pre-COVID? We're only making it worse.
Wow, that was deep and insightful. I want more of that. Like,
Subscribe. Get more.